Hey, this is Adam. We're in North Haven. Welcome to Enigma.
I think we are.
What up, headbangers? How you doing? I'm Robb O'Day, and welcome to the Greasiest of all time. Today we're chilling with Canada's very own Cynical Sons. How you guys doing?
Good. Glad to be here, man.
Thanks for coming on. Why don't you guys let us know who you are and how you guys started the band?
We're from Ottawa, Gatineau, Quebec. We're dirty rock, I'd say. We call it party rock kind of thing. So we kind of do the dirty
Sleaze rock
metal kind of thing. Yeah, sleaze metal. Me and Sean started the band a while ago, and I had worked with Sean before in the past. Like, I recorded him. I've got my studio and everything, and I met up with him with my old band, and it wasn't doing too good at that time. And Sean was working at this singing bar, karaoke kind of thing, and so I wanted to do some more rock kind of thing, and so I asked him to come over. We had a couple of more like pop punk kind of songs going, and then I heard his voice, and I was just like, yeah, we can't do pop punk. Like, we got to do straight up rock. And so, yeah,
we have to do like Motley Crue, fucking Steel Dragon time.
Yeah, dude, I was gonna say you fucking wail. Like, yeah, and like honestly, that's a hard thing to find in vocalists nowadays that can sing that high, powerful voice.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
No worries. Like, keep going.
And I was going to say, we got Mart too on guitar after that. Like, it was me and Sean first, but then Mart heard the songs and he was just like, I got to join the band. And this guy.
Oh, we lost you, man.
It'll pop in 2 seconds. It did freeze on a perfect face, though. He looks very happy.
You'll see from the new album. Like it. Am I back?
Yeah, you're back, bro.
I'm back? Okay, good. Yeah. That's my basement.
It happens. So you guys we recently released One Life, I believe, right?
Yeah. And on Halloween.
On Halloween? Fuck.
Yeah,
Halloween. That's a wicked day. So do you take care of all your recording? You're in-house and independent that way?
Pretty much, yeah. I'd say before we used to work with Luc Tellier, who worked with Simple Plan. Who else? He worked with David Usher. He's worked with Story Untold. And so he's worked with big names, but I think we upgraded a bit our game. I did all the recordings before too.
Oh.
No, that's an awesome face too. Okay.
Sometimes connections do this.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
just
especially
mastered and
yeah. No, that's nice that the independence being able to do it yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, what Luc did, GS managed to do way better, what I think. With the new album that's going to come out with exactly One Life, and there's I'm Free. I wrote a song for my father on that. It sounds awesome. And GS is a big mastermind behind all of this. He's the one that goes and gets all the shows and what keeps us going with money at the time with the quarantine and everything. It's very hard to, without doing shows and CDs, you can't really make money as a band. So GS tries and gets the most of what he can, and because of him, we're still Cynical Sons today.
Yeah, no, he a hardworking guy.
Yeah, a very hardworking guy.
I try. Am I back now? Yeah.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, no,
you're back.
But yeah, One Life is a cool track because we worked with our pals in Civilian, and they're an upcoming band from Ottawa right now too. They've got a track that just came out with the ex-singer from 3 Days Grace,
Oh, cool.
Adam Gontier, and they're pushing that. So he's the singer for Saint Asonia, and they were gonna get ready to go on tour with those guys before the pandemic hit. And we're pretty proud to release that, and so we're giving you an exclusive right now. So June 12th, we're doing our virtual show, so our album release party with Civilian. So it'll be online. Tickets are $20 plus all the fees or whatever, but I think it's like $22 Canadian, and it'll be available everywhere. And so those will be available April 20th. So that's like, I guess, like a couple of days from now.
9 days away, yeah.
Yeah, so that'll be cool. That'll be awesome. We got 8 HD cameras. It'll be, I think, full 1080p, multi-track sound. We got full lighting, so it'll be a really cool production, like almost like DVD quality. So
almost like a real show,
right?
Yeah, we got a bunch of sponsors for that as well, so we're able to put that show together, and hopefully maybe in June we'll be able to get like a little limited crowd. I don't know how it is in BC, but I know right now here we're back in full out quarantine, so nothing full out closed. So
yeah, and I know Quebec is in actual curfew.
Yeah.
That's
8 o'clock.
We can't even jam.
8 o'clock.
That's the other thing too. We got a show booked and we can't even jam.
Right. No, that's definitely what's become a weird aspect of being a band nowadays is that the distance, a lot of bands have broken up because of it, but the ones that have stuck together, like even the bigger bands, like one of my favorite bands, While She Sleeps, all they've been doing through quarantine is podcasts and like putting out music videos and new singles, and that's the way the market's kind of going. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's important to actually not fall back into that mode and say quarantine screwed us over and whatever. I think it's just blaming it on something. I feel like it's important. Like we've got every one of us has a setup right now at home. We can do things together. Like we wrote Anthem for a Cynical Son. We literally did it during quarantine, and like this whole album, we literally did it all.
The whole second album is totally separate.
Right.
So like. And it sounds tight. So, I mean, it's not impossible. Like bands can do it. It's just a matter of wanting to do it. And I feel like it's cool because like in the area here, I think we stood out because of it. Because I think a lot of bands definitely took that approach where they kind of laid back and they sat behind and waited. And I'm like, I saw it as an opportunity to stick out. Like, we're investing more money. Yes, we're like, but at the same time, we're sticking out. Like we got our coffee brand. We're playing on radio, and we got singles coming out, and I feel like we're trying our best. And like 2020 was pretty good to us, even though like not necessarily financially or anything, but I mean it was really good to us because we stood out in the Ottawa Gatineau area, So
name
is out there for the media side. For the media side,
exactly.
Like everything that was media, but we took a hit like all the bands when COVID started. But our first real show was 2 weeks before everything hit and everything closed. So for us to keep going of doing one show, and then we did 2 shows virtually, but we were ready. The first album was ready, and we did one show, and then all the pandemic hit, and then there was no more shows and everything, and we're still going for like. It's been a year now, just on media and doing everything on our own side.
So you guys started in 2019?
Yep.
Shit, you guys have been like the same length as us then, eh? Like, because in January 26th, 2020 was our last show. We opened up for Bison, BC, and then we were supposed to open up for Stitched Up Heart in November. And that canceled because of everything. But we only had 2 shows under our belt technically. And then I was like,
you guys too. Okay, so you understand
and then I had
from.
so I had to actually like, I researched. I spent 3 months researching how to market properly. And like how to build a brand around something, because that's what we had to do. Basically. So it's kind of like a weird aspect for going from being just like a rock star musician mentality to, okay, now we're business owners. And,
yeah, exactly.
You know, like,
you had no choice. You had no choice.
That's how being in a band should be, though.
I agree.
As much as you want to be the rock star and you want to just play shows, I think the aspect is kind of like being a brand. That's what that's what it is. It's branding your thing. Like, I feel like the coffee right now is better than the band. You know what I mean? Like, in the sense that it's selling way more, and it's more popular than the band, but at the same time, it's bringing people. Like last week, I sold like a big ass merch pack to somebody that had bought coffee. He was like, I discovered your band because of the coffee. And he's like, I'm a big fan. And I'm like, well, that's perfect. That's why we branded the coffee, you know?
Right. So, and that's kind of what you got to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's very smart. And I think that's like one of my favorite things about your guys's merch and stuff like that. Yeah. Like, your marketing is the coffee, because like that idea completely appeals to me. You know what I mean?
Well, we thought about beer, but it was too complicated, especially right now with the pandemic and everything. Yeah. We can't sell in bars or where we play, whatever. So coffee, I think it's a brilliant idea.
And and I was saying earlier, like, it appeals to more people, younger crowd, because not a lot of younger people are drinking as much these days.
Yeah.
They're more about tea and like healthy lifestyle. So coffee is ideal for if you want to appeal to like younger crowd.
Yeah, true.
And that's really where you're going to make your money, as the younger crowd.
I think so too. And the thing with coffee too is, if like we're playing in the States or we're going abroad, we can bring it over. There's no stress. There's a limit, but it's not like beer where you need a license or whatever. So we can actually like carry it over, no problem. So it'll be easier to sell, you know?
Yeah, 100%. It's how is your guys' scene though? Like, when your first 2 shows, how are they?
Sold out.
Wow.
They're always sold out. Yeah.
Yeah. All our shows so far have been sold out. So
that's killer.
Like we did in November when we released One Life, like we were allowed 50 people, but my goal, like we knew 50 people wasn't kind of going to worry me too much about the sale. But like when we released the tickets, my goal was to sell them out in like within 2 hours, and we did it in like an hour and a half. So that was
an hour and a half.
Yeah. So like I think you have to give yourself objectives, you know, like 50 tickets I knew we were going to sell. But I'm like, okay, let's do one up, you know, like how quick can we sell 50 tickets, you know? So like,
it's good to have like almost a business plan structure of goals for a band, like short-term goals, mid-term goals. Like those are the best things to work towards. And that's like my favorite part about being in a band is the grind.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I as much like we did a virtual show in June, and it was super hard work. Like it's kind of like the same setup, but like this one, we kind of did it a little differently, and I think it's going to be more laid back, but a little better organized. Because last one was the first one, and so we still had like 8 cameras. It was like full out like a TV set, and it was a lot of stress and a lot of work. And we actually did it live, and there was 4 bands. So like in between bands, we had like set up videos, so we had like these little interviews and all these things. So we were kind of doing like the switch over and stuff, and it was a lot of work. And after the show was done, like I almost like broke down, and I was just like, I'm never doing this shit again. And then like here I am like a year later, and I'm doing another one, you know? So
but now you've learned from what wasn't easy last time. You're like, oh shit, I know how to make work now. And I think that's key.
And I'm sure it'll be the same thing. I'll finish the show and I'll be like, why the hell did I get myself involved in this shit again? But
that's me.
But it'll be worth it because it's fun. Because in the end, like it's the passion for the music, right? So it's all about the music. So I love this band. I love the guys that are here, and without them, without the music that we're making, like I don't think like we'd be a band, you know?
Yeah, no, it's for sure. And like you guys have coming in when you started, you know what I mean? It wasn't easy. Like,
no, exactly.
I've been in many bands, and I know that it was always just like, you know, you start a band, you book a show, and you go and play.
Yeah,
that's how you build your fan base.
Yeah,
when you do that, and then all of a sudden it's like, hey, you're not allowed to do shit. What are you gonna do? You definitely have to you definitely gotta like become creative. Yeah,
and even. Funny story, like in during Christmas time, local rock radio station here, Rebel 101, they did this thing where they wanted to do a send off to 2020, and they allowed people to call in and give a big fuck you to 2020. And so like everybody was calling in and stuff. So we're big fans of that station, and they play us a lot. And so we ended up actually writing this little jingle called "Fuck You 2020," and so like it was kind of that that thing where it was just like random thing where I just messaged Mart and I'm like, can you write a riff with this song? And then Sean wrote like the vocals on it, and we just ended up mixing it, and like it was like a 20-second little medley thing. It's available on our Facebook page, but it's just like very random. It's like big fuck you 2020. Anyway, so I feel like it's kind of those things where
it's anything that you can do to get yourself out there right now. That's all it is.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, and it's true. It's you have to kind of like reach out, and I think that's made our community a lot stronger now, because people used to reach out a lot more.
Yeah.
And then there was a point where like the popularity contest led us to start competing with each other in a negative way instead of working with each other, right? Like we used to have friendly competition, who could get the crowd working more, and then it turned into the bands aren't even in the crowd watching you; they're outside by their vehicle.
And it shouldn't be like that, because it like I feel like I'm not gonna say my age, but I grew up in like the 90s with like the 90s punk rock and stuff, and like with Fat Records and Epitaph, and like even like the Seattle scene, like the grunge scene, where it was all family oriented, right? So like Fat Records, like No Effects and all those bands, like the way they grew is by being a family and sticking together, touring together, growing together. And I feel that's how you grow as a band. And even like marketing wise, like it doesn't have to be like music related, like the coffee scene, like it's a little local coffee shop that we're helping out, and they're helping us out too. So it's growing together as a community, right? So I feel like Seattle, Nirvana, all those guys, like in Seattle was kind of the same thing. The grunge scene grew because they were all a big family, right? So I think that's the important part is when you realize that when you're happy for each other's success, like that's when I think everybody grows and gets better, you know?
Yeah, no, for sure. It's definitely becoming back, you know. There's a lot of change happening slowly.
It's all about the hippie love and metal, man.
Yeah, exactly, right. And I think that's the funny thing is the metal community is so tight, and the rock community is so tight, and like you can't break it. It's a beautiful thing.
Absolutely. And I'm gonna give you one up again tonight. So we're launching cynicalsons.com April 20th. We've got the pre-sale tickets for the June 12th show, and we also have launching our new album. Pre-sales are coming out April 20th as well. So the album's coming out June 8th. So yeah, I'm just trying not to mix up my dates, but June 8th, the album release, and we got a nice EP. It'll be available on vinyl, CD. We got like these really cool merch packs that'll be available. We got special edition One Life t-shirts, everything. It'll be really cool. So you get the exclusive. So we're happy to give that to you.
Sweet. We'll definitely share the shit out of it and help in any way we can. If there was anything, no worries. If there's anything in the music industry that you guys would change, what do you think it would be?
That's a good question. I think I don't know, man. It's kind of hard because it's who you know, right? In the end. So that's the hard part, because sometimes, you know, all these good bands and you respect them and they sound awesome. And you're like, this band should be a lot bigger than they are. So it's hard. I think it's that part is all the A&R and that who you know, and maybe sometimes the money that talks behind the scenes. I think that's what I would change. Because there's a lot of bands that work really, really, really hard. I'm not saying like they're the best bands, but some people, like, they deserve the credit and they'll never get it. And I think for me, that's what I would probably change, you know?
I would probably try to change the way that people want to listen to music.
Yeah, true.
Like they listen to rock music, and these days it's more like rah rah rah, but it's not, man. I think like there should be a more percentage of people listen to rock and metal than I'm not saying pop is not good and rap is not good, but I'm just saying there should be a lot more people who listen to rock and metal, man, in life. True. So we're trying to change that. I've been doing it in between, right?
Like in the 90s, man, I remember Much Music, you know, the top 20. I don't know if you remember, but there always be those rock bands that were in there, like Big Shiny Tunes and stuff. And I feel now all you get on top 10 radio or top 20 or whatever radio, it's all the pop bangs. It's all the same shit. And I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it's the same shit. And rock has always been popular. There's a lot of popular rock bands, and I'm not not the biggest Steel Panther fan, but they fucking get a crowd going, you know? Like they could be on top 20 radio.
Fucking
like,
Michael Starr.
Yeah, but I mean, like, there's a lot of rock bands that deserve the cred, but they're not on that radio station, and they should. And
that's kind of why I like Gabe. You know what I mean? Like, he's structuring he's got his structure.
Yeah.
For his labels, and what he does is the future.
Yeah,
exactly.
Building the future of the industry. Yeah. And I was talking with Hounds about that. Like, it's a beautiful thing to be privileged to be a part of that. You know what I mean? Like, and what you were saying, bands that it's nice to see bands getting picked up. Like Dawn of Ascension, they were one band that I was hoping, like, they deserve it of anybody because they have such a tough story. And then seeing them get signed, I was just like,
cool.
It just made me happy. Like, I was so happy for them because they're like my brothers, and they're like, they're in a different country. I've never met them, but that connection of musicians, you know what I mean? It's beautiful.
And Gabe's good at that, at getting like international bands too. So that's what I think is really cool. He's getting all these bands from all around the world. He's building his network through that as well, which is a good thing, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah.
No, and that's what I think like the structure that he has is going to lead to any band he has that gets approached by a big major label will turn it down because they're faithful. You know what I mean? And I think that's a beautiful thing.
And I feel like for us too, I think major label is kind of scary. We've learned to do it a lot on our own. I think the only thing that would appeal to me is the promo part and getting that network going. You know what I mean? Like that would be the only thing as far as major label that would like entice me. You know what I mean? Like it's just getting like that PR. Reach, that PR reach. But you can get it like now. There's a lot of PR
companies.
It's getting the right company, and it'll cost money, but it's knowing the right companies. But yeah, I agree with you 100%. Like that loyalty is good, you know.
Yeah, and it's well deserved, and the more it gets exposed, I think the more change will happen.
Yeah, I agree.
Is there anything?
I think. Ahead, more people are going towards that independent thing, and I'm hoping even like for Spotify and all that stuff. I feel like it's terrible for artists. Like there's so many artists out there, and you're not making money off Spotify. Like it's insane. Like not that I'm saying that we should be getting a lot of money off Spotify, but I mean like sometimes like you're getting some good. Like our One Life songs like over 10K views. It's not a lot, but like I think we made like $30. You know what I mean? Like honestly, it should be, you know, like I get it. If you're making like the million views or whatever, you should be getting the bigger bucks. But I feel Spotify's kind of cheaping. Like it's cheaping out on all.
Yeah, especially if we can't do shows live or anywhere. We can't push more than media right now. So
yeah, no, that's why I've been pushing really hard for Napster and Tidal.
Yeah,
they pay the most, and or for Bandcamp to change their structure to let us customize our pages personally, because then fans would fucking love it. Fans would love it.
We are for our cynicalsons.com. We worked with bandzoogle.com. I don't know if you heard that.
Yeah, that's who I work with.
And they let you sell, so you can customize everything. Like I did the whole website. It's awesome.
And we shout out to Bandzoogle. They're amazing.
And honestly, like we're working with Ottawa Music Industry Coalition here in Ottawa, and so we get like a little mini sponsorship through Bandzoogle, and I didn't know Bandzoogle before, and I'm sold on that site. Like it's awesome, and you can customize everything, and you can actually sell your music, and it's like it's 100%. Everything goes to the band, so there's no fees or anything. So I feel like it's kind of like the Bandcamp of like the new Bandcamp. You know?
Yeah, that's how I feel too. That's why I started working with it.
Yeah.
Cool. Is there anything you guys want to say before we wrap up? I see the counters going down. I didn't realize it.
Shots.
No, it's
No. Well, I miss playing that song live because I say it. I think I say it every interview. When we do a cover LMFAO, so that's what we call ourselves, Party Rock, and that song's so fun to play live. So we basically just shut down all the lights. We throw about like 300 glow sticks in the crowd, so it's pitch black, and all you see is like glow sticks going like this.
That's dope.
And then we just start the song, and we give people shooters. So we have like a couple trays of shooters, and we give everybody some shots. And anyway, so song just starts and it's like shots, and all you see is glow sticks just going.
It's so dope.
And it's so fun. and I think that's the thing I miss the most about shows is you can't reproduce that in a virtual show. Like there's no way you can reproduce that energy.
No, you can't.
So I can't wait to do that again.
Right.
And play with you guys too. That'll
Hell
be
yeah,
awesome.
we'll definitely be planning to come out there as soon as Dale gets back. As soon as that English bastard gets his ass back here.
And we'll get hounds in Canada as well.
Yeah, I know that's what I was saying to them too. We'll definitely have to get a like a label show.
Absolutely.
All right, guys.
Once things open back up in Canada, I'll be all down to book that stuff for you guys, man.
Hell yeah. Awesome. I appreciate it. Well, I'll definitely keep in contact and let us know when your album drops because we'll have you back on.
We will.
June 8th.
All right, guys. You stay safe and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.
All right. Cheers, man.
Hi, everybody. This is my customer service voice. Thanks for checking out the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and fucking hit the bell, all right? So you can stay up to date on all the new episodes.